Hi, today we're going to be covering the action potentials within the heart in under 5 minutes. So you need to have some basic knowledge to understand this video. You need to have a basic understanding of action potentials, ion channels, threshold, depolarization, and repolarization. So in the heart, in a heartbeat, you have two main components. You're going to have an electrical event, which is going to stimulate a mechanical event, or you can even say that it's translated into a mechanical event. But today our interest is on the electrical event. So first of all, we're going to have two types of cells in this regard. We're going to have pacemaker cells and myocytes. Pacemaker cells is your SA node, AV node, and even you can have some pacemaker potential, action potential from the Purkinje fibers. But the myocytes are going to be your muscle cells. So the pacemaker cells will generate slow response action potential, and your myocyte will generate fast response action potential. But what is the main difference between these two? The main difference comes from the type of ion channels that are expressed on the membrane of the cell, because the action potential are actually caused by the movement of the ions through these channels. So here you basically need to know which ions are, where do you have the highest concentration for each of these ions, sodium, calcium, and potassium. So a good mnemonic I have is to imagine a banana on a platter, banana covered with salt on a platter made of calcium. So the banana is the cell, and then everything is on the outside. So the banana is full of potassium. So the potassium is much more on the inside, and then the salt, which is NaCl, is on the outside. So you have more sodium on the outside, and the calcium is a platter, is on the outside. You have more calcium on the outside. So these will be moving down their concentration gradient through these voltage gated channels. So the different channels that we have are the fast and the funny for the sodium, the L-type and the T-type for the calcium, the delayed rectifier, the inward rectifier, and the transient outward potassium channel for the potassium. So let's get to it. We start at threshold. So now we're in the slow response action potential from the pacemaker cells. So here we have the voltage, and then here we have the time. So we start at threshold. We're going to have an upstroke due to the opening of the L-type calcium channels. So they're going to be opening and causing an influx of calcium, and then they're going to be closing, followed by the opening of the delayed rectifier potassium channels that are going to have causing an outflux of potassium, which is going to repolarize the cells. Then we're going to have the opening of your sodium funny, your funny channels pretty much, which unlike the other ones are activated by repolarization. So when it repolarizes to a certain level, the funny channels are going to be opening, and then you're going to have an influx of sodium. It takes it to a certain level, not all the way to threshold. It depolarizes the cells to a certain level. Then you have your T-type calcium channels that complete the job, and then at threshold, you have opening of L-type. In the fast response, it's going to be different. If we start at threshold, the threshold from here to here, the upstroke is caused by the inflow of sodium to the fast sodium channels. So phase 0 is the opening of the fast sodium channels, and you have this depolarization. Then you have a slight repolarization in phase 1 due to the opening of the transient outward potassium channel. Then you're going to have a stoppage here because you're going to have your L-type calcium channels opening and your delayed rectifier potassium channels opening. So since they're pulling in both directions, you're going to have a plateau. And then these are going to close, and you're going to have your inward rectifier potassium channel. That's going to be causing the phase 3, the repolarization, and it keeps it repolarized until you have another stimulus. So if we want to know why the heart keeps beating, the I-funny channel is the secret, but that will be another video. But just think about it, and I think you will understand it. Thank you.